Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. Notebook Day. I'm going to take a look at this. This was part of the My Yankee Countdown gifts for my wife. And this is the Iki-Na B6 notepads. Quite nice looking, aren't they? Nice and small, be handy for taking out and about. Join me now, down on the table. We'll take a look at the paper. We'll try it out with some fountain pens and I'll give you my thoughts on it. Welcome down to the table. So here we've got today's subject notebooks. I've put them on the side just so you can see them in the full frame. I'll just turn it around. So these are B6 notebooks by Iki-Na. So this is a brand that's sold at our local supermarket. It's recycled paper. B6 stitch bound notebooks, 8mm lined, 8 GSM, and there's 2 packs of 64 pages. So there we go. Let's take these out of the wrapper. So here are the 2 notebooks. Going to just concentrate on one of them, but we've got just 2 different wrappers on them. Helps if I get that one the right way around. So we'll just go for this straight brown one. So looking at this, on the front, it's plain cover. We've got the word noted in like a gold leaf type colour. You can actually feel there is a little bit of texture there. On the back, just plain. Inside, we've got the paper, so we go straight into this 8mm ruled paper. It's nice there. The paper itself, it does feel thick. It's 80 GSM paper. It also does feel a little bit on the rough side, so it feels like there's a little bit of texture there. And then just opening up at random spaces. There we go. So it's ruled all the way through. No page numbers, nothing like that. So got no page numbering down there. Let's move over to the back. What's the point of doing a paper review and not showing it with some writing on it? So I've already written with 4 pens. What I'm going to do now is write with another 3 pens, just so you can see it writing. So the first pen, I'm going to go really throw everything at it. This is an extremely wet combo. This is the Visconti Homo sapiens with a gold 18 karat nib, and it's a broad nib, and there's Diamine Fireside Snug. So we've got in here a Visconti Homo sapiens, broad 18 karat gold. The ink, as I said, is by Diamine, and it's Fireside Snug. And this, it's just a standard ink. The next pen, again, trying to throw as much as I can. This is another combo which is fairly wet. So here I've got the Just Turnings Enceladus in Jonathan Brooks Elven Wood. Beautiful this is. The nib on here is a broad cypress nib, and it's a steel nib. So we've got the Just Turnings. I'm just going to call it Elven Wood, with a broad nib. And the ink is by Diamine, and it's Pick Me Up. So this ink, again, it's a very wet ink. It's a scented ink. It's also got a bit of a sheen in there. So hopefully we should see some of that sheen come out. Well, depending how well the paper performs. And then just to finally throw everything at it, here I've got my Narwhal 365. Yet another wet writer, to be honest. This has got a broad Yoho nib made by, or sold by, should I say, Goulet Pens. There we go. So another wet writing combo. This is an extreme sheen ink. So we've got here a Narwhal, Narvaleur, should I say, 365, broad, and it's extreme sheen. The ink, Diamine, Grotto. So that's the writing with the pens. just dropping in to interrupt your regular programming. Would you like to help support the channel? If so, please consider joining as a member. As a member, you'll get early access to my videos. I normally upload them a couple of days before they go out, and as soon as they're uploaded, they'll be released to members. There'll also be a shout out at the end of the videos, and then as we get the members coming in, we'll actually chat among ourselves and work out what other perks, what other things you'd like me to add in. Would you like maybe a monthly live chat just for members? All down to us. So please, if you can, consider joining the channel. A link will be in the description down below. So I've given those inks a few minutes to dry. Let's take a closer look and see how they performed. We'll start on the front side. So at the top here, I've got the Kigaloo 316, which has got a medium nib. In there is a Diamine Mint Twist, which is a chameleon ink. And let me see if I can get this. I do see some chameleon coming out. Certainly in the word Diamine, I see a lot. Yeah, I can see some in the Kigaloo word as well. So we're definitely getting that chameleon coming through. To me, I'm also seeing a little bit of feathering on there as well. Faber-Castell Hexo. This is a sheening ink in here. It's Colourverse Dante's Cosmology. It's not a really in-your-face sheen. And to be honest, I don't see any sheen at all. I'm just trying to get this different ways, just in case there's something caught by the camera, but I can't see anything. Next up, we've got the Asvine P20. This is a medium nib. The ink is Colourverse Neptune Occultation, and again, this is a sheening ink, and similarly, I'm not seeing any sheen in there. A little bit of a turn there for you. The Jinhao 9016 with a medium nib. In here's a scented ink. I do find scented inks are fairly wet. The ink is Diamine Cinnabon, or Cinnabon. I can never remember which way it should be spelt. On here, I'm seeing loads of feathering. You see that on virtually every letter. The Visconti Homo Sapiens with that Diamine Fireside Snug. Actually not performed too badly. I was expecting this to be worse than it is. Got a little bit of shading here. Not a lot. And here on the S. So little tiny bits of shading coming through. And not as much feathering as I was expecting. The Just Turnings Elvenwood. This again is a scented ink. It also should have a sheen, and it does. You can just about see that. So the ink itself, the base colour is a brown, and then we've got this green sheen sitting on top of it. And that green sheen, I'm definitely able to see that on this. Then finally, we've got the Narwhal 365 with that Diamine Grotto, the extreme sheen. We've got the base colour there of the Grotto. So this paper doesn't seem to handle sheen very well. Let's just turn this over and have a look on the back. So the top two, yeah, we've got little bits of bleed through happening there, you can see there. But as we go down, as we get towards these wetter ones, we're getting more and more coming through there. So certainly it's not a paper I would be happy using both sides with. But when you consider the cost, it's not too bad. For the two notepads, let me fetch the other one in. There we go. It was 6 Aussie dollars. So you're getting 128 pages of 80 GSM paper in a B5 notebook for 6 Aussie dollars. That works out at 5 cents per sheet, so not exactly expensive. So they're my first impressions of the Iki-Na 2-pad of B5 notebooks. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. So what are your thoughts on these notepads? Would you use them? I think for the price, they're actually good value. Not sure though if I'd carry on using them, so they may end up being donated to salvos. Please drop your comments down below. Let's kickstart the conversation. Please hit that thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.